This is how we reverse anxiety. I am a failure. I'm never good enough. People will leave me. Something bad is about to happen. Well, these are some of the core beliefs that we have when we are struggling with anxiety. Hi, my name is Vassia, and today is part 2 of the series of videos about understanding anxiety. In the previous video, and I'm going to link it in the description, we discussed the automatic negative thoughts. And now we are digging deeper into another concept, which is called core beliefs. And you will see what is the connection between these two. The core beliefs are more of an overarching umbrella with beliefs. And from this umbrella, the automatic negative thoughts, they stem from. I'll show you an example. The core beliefs are fundamental beliefs about ourselves, about the world, about other people. It's like the lens that we see the world, that we see ourselves, but also we interpret our experiences. And of course, this lens is also affected from these core beliefs. We see the world differently. We all have core beliefs. Don't think that only the people that have anxiety have core beliefs. We all have some core beliefs. The thing is that with people with anxiety, the core beliefs are more negative and they have taken control of many aspects of their lives. They have created behaviors around these beliefs. They have adjusted their lives according to these beliefs. An example that says, people leave me. This is a core belief. A possible automatic negative thought might be when, for example, you meet a new person in your life, somebody who is a person that you also see as a possible partner, the core belief that people leave me is there on the background. The automatic negative thought might be when this person doesn't call you one day, the first thing that you're going to think is, yeah, of course, because they don't like me. I know why they don't call me, because they don't like me. The automatic negative thought is about the specific situation, but it is influenced by the core belief. So your brain, your mind produces the automatic negative thought, yeah, I know why this person doesn't call me because they don't like me, because it's being influenced by the core belief, people leave me. Do you see the connection? Yeah? All right. So how do we form these core beliefs? So these core beliefs, they started already many, many years ago. And we call them core beliefs because they are deeply rooted. We have heard these stories, or we have seen evidence of these stories so many times that we have cemented them in our mind. To give you an example, your parents might have said to you many, many times as a joke, oh, you're so stupid. Let me help you. Oh, you don't know. Let me help you. And that created your idea about yourself that you are inadequate, that you don't get it, that you're not smart enough. So that's your core belief because it has been manifested in your life while you were a child many, many times. So we form these beliefs from early life experiences, but also from experiences with important people in our life. As I said before, with our parents, but also maybe with your first boyfriend, girlfriend. It was your first. And suddenly, one day, they vanished. They never called you. They never spoke to you again with no explanation. And because of that strong experience with your first relationship, you created this core belief that people abandon me. That's what people do. That's your core belief now about relationships, because it happened in a very overwhelming, in a very traumatic way. So sometimes we do take these core beliefs, we create them based on life experiences, childhood experiences, or experiences with our parents, but also through traumatic events. where we get some negative feedback about ourselves, or maybe repeated patterns. And you see how this can be very related with our anxiety, because when you walk around thinking that people abandon you, that you are a failure, that you're not good enough, that creates already this apprehensive attitude towards the world. I need to sleep with one eye open. I need to be careful. I need to be suspicious. I need to be prepared. This is us functioning on a state of fear and perceived threat all the time. And that's why it's connected with anxiety, because of all these stress, self doubt, and fear and worry. Now, what we're going to see is how we can recognize these core beliefs, how we can understand them. So, one easy way is that if you start, remember that we said in the previous video about the automatic negative thoughts, we said that you can start writing down your automatic negative thoughts and question them. So while you're questioning them and asking questions such as, what does it mean for me? What does it mean that I am if something like that happens to me? Or why do I think that? When you ask this, as we call Socratic questioning in psychology, sooner or later, you're going to reach a core belief. So if you're asking yourself, and I'm going to use the example of the previous video, what if I forget my lines during the presentation? And then I ask myself, so what does that mean? That means that people will laugh at me. And why would that be bad if people laugh at you? Well, because they will know that I'm a failure. Oops, here it is. Or because they will think that I am stupid. Oops, there it is, another one. So when you reach fundamental beliefs about yourself, this is when you reach your core beliefs. What types of core beliefs we can have? Well, the core beliefs can be about our own sense of worth. Like, for example, I'm not worthy of love. I don't deserve love or attention. It can be about I'm not good enough. Again, about our worth. It can be about other people. Like, for example, other people hurt me. Don't trust other people. Other people leave you, or people cheat on you. And you can see how we adjust our behavior according to that, or don't trust them. Another one can be about our own capacity to depend on ourselves. So when we have the core belief that we say to ourselves, yeah, I cannot do that. I need somebody else. I cannot do that by myself. I need other people to help me. This is us seeing ourselves as inadequate to go through something, to learn something, or to complete a task. We always need somebody's help or support. That's the dependency. Or we think that we're not going to make it eventually. So that's the core belief of failure. I'm a failure. I'm not going to make it. Why would I think that I would complete something? I never complete anything. I am a failure. Or when we think that something bad is about to happen, I'm going to get sick, or something bad will happen, or everything is negative. That's more of a pessimistic, negative core belief. So you have an idea of what it means to have a core belief which is negative. And again, remember, we all have core beliefs. The thing is to realize whether these core beliefs are mainly negative and how much they impact our lives and our behavior and our decisions. So we're going to see next. We saw how to recognize it. And now we're going to see how we can challenge and change the core beliefs. So, what we usually do is we usually practice what we call cognitive restructuring. So, we take that cognition, the core belief, cognition means thought, belief. We take that and we restructure it. We put it under the microscope. So, if, for example, I believe that I am a failure, one technique that we are using is to collect evidence against or for this belief. Yes, there are some evidence. Yes, I have failed, for example, in an exam, or I started my own business, but then it didn't go well. So, yes, I do have some evidence, but also Because the core belief, the negative core belief, is a distorted version of reality, we want to open up our perspective and see the actual reality. And that is when we see the evidence against. So, yes, there is some evidence that I have failed, but what are the evidence that I haven't failed? Wait a minute. I've completed my PhD. Wait a minute. My second business was very successful and it grew and it was very impactful. I also managed to, create a family, and I think that I'm a good mother, a good father. So you start seeing things that your negative core belief didn't allow you to see before. And this is how we are opening up our perspective. This is how we reverse anxiety. Anxiety says only bad things are happening. Your fate is pre-decided for you. You're going to be a failure. But now we're changing that. No, I had experiences of failure and of success. How could I not see that? So, this is when we do the cognitive restructuring with reality testing. What is the evidence against, and what is the evidence in favor of a belief? Um, Another thing that we do, which is not so much cognitive, but more like an emotional repairing, is when we go a little bit deeper in our past and we try to think of the source of this core belief. When was that created? What was the experience? What was the person that instilled that core belief through their words or their actions or their behavior towards us? What was the root? So when we go there, we revisit the past. We don't do that so that we can waste our time in thinking about the past. We do that because we want to find the source and to repair the wound that happened back then. Remember that we said that it was an emotionally overwhelming experience. We want to repair that. And this is when we do inner child work. This is when we do inner work with our therapist. And we are trying to reverse what was said to us. And of course, that's something that you can do by yourself if you want to dare, but also that's something that you can do together with the help of a professional, so that you can make sure that there's somebody there holding you when something becomes more emotionally overwhelming. So these are two methods that we usually use: the cognitive restructuring through reality testing, but also the inner child work, where we revisit that moment in the past and we try to repair the damage, repair the wrong message that we got about ourselves, turn shame into inner acceptance, self acceptance. And that's a very important work that we need to do. So, let me know, what is your core belief? Let me know which category it falls. Like, is it that I'm not good enough? Is it that I don't deserve love? Is it that I will always be alone, or people leave me? People are not to be trusted, or I cannot do anything by myself. I need people around me, or I'm gonna fail. What is your core belief? And let me know also what you have tried. And of course, you know that already. If you need help in order to process an overwhelming event, a trauma, or to change your core beliefs, which will also help you in recovering, in changing anxiety into inner peace, we are here. Me and my team, we're here to support you with all these evidence based strategies and techniques so that you can feel really confident, so that you can feel that you're deserving again, so that you can feel that the world can be a safe and kind place for you to be there. And you are important for this world. Your needs are valid, your needs matter, your feelings matter, and you are good enough. So thank you very much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, because there's another part coming up on understanding anxiety and reversing it, of course. So I don't want you to miss it. Thank you for being here. Until next time, take good care of yourself.